But I, I only I like to serve men, but the cool thing about this is, and I'm gonna go over it. Women already do a lot of these things. So I'm telling, like, I'll go to like a spa, and
Yeah.
like I'm in Dallas, Texas. I don't know where you are, but we have like these really really big, large grand spas. It's like 3 or 4 floors. You can get your nails did, you can get your hair done, you get a massage. They got a pool. I walk in there and there's only women. So when
Yeah.
I share a message of take care of yourself, pamper yourself, love yourself, the women are already doing it. The men are
Mhm.
behind the 8 ball on this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's so many expectations of women,
Mm-hmm.
right? That you got to
Mm-hmm.
keep it right and tight.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the nails done, getting the whatever. But
Uh-huh.
then men come to bed with their crusty toenails and everything, trying to shut you up.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna since you I'm gonna give it in a gender neutral way. Or I'm gonna give the presentation in a way that benefits you. But at the same time, um everybody wins. Everybody wins. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay.
How to live life like a king.
Yes, yes. Or queen. It's work. This is
Or a
about
queen.
self-care. That's what this is about. Okay. I
Right.
just put it in the masculine flavor. So if you've ever experienced burnout, if you have ever experienced being exhausted, tired, feeling like life has no zest, feeling stressed, feeling like you have so much to prove to everyone, or you're giving your all to everyone and you don't have much left for yourself, this talk is for you. Hey Lex
Mm.
and Sonya, how y'all doing? Um, okay, so this says how to live life like a king, but it's really just how to take care of yourself. And as I said earlier, women already do a lot of these things, so good for y'all.
Yeah.
So this is what I call my large life framework. LARGEE. Okay. And each
E.
letter stands for
Hmm.
something slightly different. I love it. I have all women in here. I love
Wow,
women.
it's all
Y'all
women.
make the world go round. Um, Also, definitely I like interactiveness. So if you have a comment, drop it, say something, unmute yourself. I like to have a conversation. I want to have fun. If it ain't fun, it ain't for me. Okay.
Right, gotcha.
Okay, so the first one is love,
Hmm.
specifically self-love. This is one that I think again that women are kind of like they're spoken to in loving ways. Like women are harmonious, they'll come together, and if they'll see someone, a woman can see another woman crying and she has no clue what she's crying about. She's gonna ask her, she's gonna try her best to cheer it up, right? That is love given externally. So I'm saying give that to yourself. Okay. Self-love is self-investment. This could be money, time spent with those that pour into you, eating nutritious food, etc. Anything that makes you better, faster, stronger is self-love. I'm also
Hmm.
going to throw out some definitions, some words today that are probably going to like throw y'all for a loop, because I think that society we use words in the with the improper connotation. So we have
Hmm.
words that are bad word like selfish. Selfish, to be selfish is a bad thing. I would
Hmm.
argue to you that selfishness is a very good thing. Okay?
Hmm.
Because selfishness is equal to self-preservation, and self-preservation is self-love. Let me give you an
Exactly.
example. When you go on an airplane, right? And they say, "Hey, if we lose cabin pressure," and the little
Put on
mask
your
comes
mask
down,
first.
put
Yep.
on your mask first. Why do you think they say put on your mask first and not your children's?
Because if your children pass out, they can't help you. But if you can help them. But if you pass out, your children can't help you.
Did you know they made that rule because people were trying to help their children and they weren't able to do it in time? Now both of them
Right.
pass out. So you
Exactly.
cannot pour from an empty cup. You must
Cup.
take care of yourself first so that you have the energy to show up and take care of others, right? Like that way is sustainable. Giving, showing up, being and doing for everyone but yourself, right? Even if that's how you are built and you feel like you're a nurturer, you've got to nurture
Hmm.
yourself first. You just have to.
Exactly.
Yep, you
But
have to.
but isn't that what the word says? Love your neighbor as yourself.
There you
So the
go.
prerequisite for loving your neighbor is how you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself really well, but you're doing for your neighbor, then you're just pretending.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay,
And it's
good.
it's not sustainable. It's not
Yeah,
sustainable.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Back to you.
Yep. Yep. Thank you for giving me it back. Uh, next, we have self-acceptance. Okay. And I think this is really hard for a lot of Americans, a lot of Westerners. Self-acceptance requires self-awareness at a human level. Okay. It requires understanding your triggers, your pet peeves, and your biology. Okay. Not shaming yourself for responding in a way that God made you wired to respond in, accepting yourself as you are, knowing that God did not make any mistakes when he made you. This is a really big one because I think that so many people think that there's something wrong with them. Anyone here ever have like a habit or currently have a habit that is really hard to break that you're just like, I know this is not good for me. This
Not
is
anymore.
not
Not
anymore. Okay.
anymore.
I've been
God
there.
took care of that.
Okay. I've been there and I'm here to tell you that it's all okay. It's all
Yeah,
okay. Like self-acceptance is the opposite of judgment. I was talking to a guy recently, and this guy was telling me, I'm putting all his business out there, how he had a porn addiction, right?
yeah.
And he had a wife, he had a child, and he had a porn addiction. And it was very clear that this guy spent a lot of time watching this porn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his he is a part of my good friends coaching group. They brought me in to speak, and I think that they expected me to say, "Hey man, put the porn down." Da, da, da. It's just like, bro, it's okay. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
It exists. They are taking something which is the visual aspect of a woman, and they're hijacking your brain and making it such that you are like it's hard not to engage. I get it. If you're gonna do that, do that. Still take care of your responsibilities. Take care of your wife. Take care of your kid. Like accept yourself the way that God made you. For men, I
Mm-hmm.
say we have a guy here now. Patrick, what's going on? Thank you for coming, my guy. The way God made us, God did not make men monogamous. Okay, so there are men who go out here and they're with their wife, they love their wife, and then they see a beautiful woman walk past and they look and they're like, oh, I'm so ashamed. Don't be ashamed. That's the way that God made you. Why would you be upset about a feature that was given to you by your creator? That's the way you were made. And are you?
Question.
Yes, yes,
Question.
yes.
Is it that he didn't make men monogamous or he didn't make them blind?
That too.
Because it,
That
it,
too.
it is okay to admire. The issue is the desire.
Well, who put the desire there?
Well, but I'm saying though, that if monogamy is something that God gave us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have that ability. I
Mm-hmm.
think monogamy is a choice
It
as
is.
opposed to a default.
Yes, yes.
Breathing
There you
is a
go.
default.
It is not a default. If it was a default, it would be a lot easier to maintain it, right?
Exactly.
And so it's not. So what I'm saying is choose what you're going to choose. And if you struggle with something that is against your nature, that is to be expected. Don't beat yourself
Right.
up for it. That's the main message. I'm glad you said that. That's the main message, right?
Okay.
There are people who like I myself, I would consider myself a kind person, right? But if you are in a room or maybe you're outside and it's really hot and you cannot escape the heat, there's some hormone, I don't know what it's called, that raises up in your body and you get irritated. You might end up cursing somebody out. And you might end up being like, oh man, I can't believe I spoke that way. I did that. Accept it. That's how you were made. You were made such that if you are in heat for too long, you will get pissed off and you will start to act in ways that are unbecoming to who you truly are. But that's okay. The message here is accept yourself as you are holistically, which means you need to study yourself. You need to. So many men commit suicide, and one of the reasons why is because we have testosterone. And testosterone, the way it works is when you are in pain, when you are struggling, when something is going on and you're stressed, it makes you isolate. That is what that hormone does. It makes you isolate. Now, isolating may not be in your best interest. It might be better to go get a
Right.
hug. Okay.
Mm,
But your biology is set up such that you isolate and that you go away into a room and you kind of just sit there with your problems yourself. Understand that. Accept that. If that is you, if that is happening to you and you're like, man, I have a hard time reaching out and getting help, that's okay. That's your biology. I only know these things because I looked it up. Right. So self
mm,
acceptance is just accepting you yourself as you are, the way God made you, knowing that God made no mistakes when he made any of you. Okay. Self-respect, okay? Respect is something I've questioned and studied this for years. Respect looks different to different people in different countries and different contexts, right? Respect is admiration. The way that like Michael Jordan might go score, 60 points or whatever, and then all the guys are looking up to him like, wow, that was amazing. I can't believe he did that. Wow, he made that look easy. That wow, that is respect. That wow, I can't believe that. That admiration, that is respect. So self-respect is feeling that way about yourself. Wow, I really crushed my goals today. Wow, I really did have that very difficult conversation I've been needing to have for months today. It was uncomfortable, but I did it. Wow, I really did do a great job planning my daughter's birthday today. It was difficult, but I did it. Wow, like feeling that sense of wow and admiration about yourself. Okay. Self respect
Mhm.
is you treating yourself like someone who you admire, speaking to yourself like someone who you admire. Okay. And understanding that there's no such thing as a small win or a big win, is just a win. Okay, if you do something that is challenging for you, then and you get it done, that was a
Celebrate
win.
it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Celebration is so important. And if you don't finish it and you don't do, you tried it and it didn't go how you, that's okay. You gave it your best effort because the best you can do is your best, and you can show up again tomorrow, right? So that is self respect. All right. I'll make sure I'm on time. And then next is gratitude. This one might be the most important. Everything starts with gratitude. Two men look at a tree. The grateful man sees paper, food, furniture, etc. The ungrateful man sees only a tree. I can't tell you how many times I've been stuck in a rut, upset, frustrated because I'm trying to make something happen and it's not happening. And then I just got to step back and I start asking myself, what am I grateful for? What in this moment am I grateful for? I'm grateful for the sun, the moon. I'm grateful for everybody in my house is healthy and alive. When my wife get on my nerves, I'm grateful to have a wife. Okay.
You
Uh
you have a wife to get on your nerves, right?
Yes, yes. That's part of her job, right? I'm grateful to live in a country where we're not at war and everything is okay. Gas prices might be high, but you know what? I can still afford it today, right? I'm grateful to
Mm-hmm.
be employed. I'm grateful to be here with you guys today. And all of a sudden, when I start to focus on gratitude for a few minutes, what it does is it kind of like opens my mind and you
Mm-hmm.
start to literally see other possibilities that you couldn't see when you were frustrated, right? So us
Mm-hmm.
being frustrated, us being in stress, it narrows our thinking. And so gratitude opens it back up. And the great thing about gratitude is it's free and it's always available at all
Yeah.
moments, at all times. There's nothing stopping anyone right now from just stopping in their tracks and saying, hey, you know what? What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
What am I grateful for? And you know what? I would even say get specific with it. If you're frustrated about your financial situation, what are 10 things right now that I'm grateful for financially? If you're frustrated with your health, 10 things right now that I'm grateful for within the aspect of my health. If you're frustrated with your family, what are 10 things that I'm grateful about right now that have to do with my family? Because maybe it's not perfect. It's not the way I want it to be just yet, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that I can't show gratitude for what I do currently have. And if you're not grateful for what you have, the likelihood that you're going to get more is very, very low. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, awesome. Lex, I gotta be done in 4 minutes, correct?
6 minutes actually,
Six
but
minutes. Okay.
you don't have to.
Okay. All right. And then we have E. Super important. I love this one. This is execution of your own will. It is shocking to me how few people, and I'm really calling out the men on this one, get up every day and live someone else's life. They live someone else's life. Um, I talked to a guy, so I've coached hundreds of guys on their relationships, and a lot of them will come to me either during a divorce or right after a divorce. One guy I spoke to who really stood out to me. This guy had recently been divorced. He was married for 16 years. He had a 16-year-old, I think, daughter. Um, and he was at his job that he was at for 16 years. And I was like, bro, there's something about the number 16. What happened exactly 16 years ago? He was like, oh man, I met my wife, we got married, I fell in love, and I just kind of did what she wanted me to do. So I was like, what kind of work do you do? And he was like, I work in a factory. And I was like, Do you like it, love it, or hate it? He's like, oh man, I hate it. Why would you go get a job you hate? Well, that's what she wanted me to do. Okay, well, what did you want to do? I don't know. And so he's lost his vision for himself. And now that she's out the picture, he doesn't know who he is, what he wants to do, where he wants to go. He stopped executing his own will years ago. Okay. Now I'm going to get controversial when I say this. Some people, they see themselves as highly religious or highly moral, and that's great. Whatever's true for you is true for you. I'm not here to change your beliefs, right? But they'll do everything the Bible says, or they'll cherry pick the Bible, right? And it's like, okay, but what about your religion are you curious about that you've never engaged in simply because it says not to? Like, if you wake up and you live the way that the Bible tells you to live, and that's what you want to do, great. But if you're only doing it out of fear so that you don't go to hell or that you don't, get called out or the pastor doesn't make you a fool of you, at that point, you're doing things out of fear. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't live my life in fear. That's my one rule for myself. I do not live my life in fear. If I'm afraid of it, I got to do it. I'm afraid of jumping out of a plane, so I got to go skydiving soon. I just really want to do it. Now, guess what? Once I do it, I'm not going to be afraid of it anymore. I might keep doing it, I might not do it, but I have to do it because it looks fun and I'm afraid. So the only reason I'm not doing it is because I'm afraid. I got to do it because my rule is I don't live in fear. Um, so execution of your own will is doing what you want to do, regardless of what your peers say, your religion says, your parents say, your wife says, the internet says. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you have to be on your deathbed and you have to talk to yourself and say, hey, I lived the life that I wanted to live, as opposed to the life that society told me to live, the life that my country or my president or whoever told me to live. Like, live your life. And in order to do that, you have to be in alignment with you. You have to know who you are and what you want, what makes you feel good, what do you love, what do you hate. Go off of your own gut and your own emotions, if that makes sense. And you would be shocked again how few people actually do this, especially men. They kind of just go along with the get along. They don't want conflict. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be seen as incompetent or anything like that. And so it keeps them living in this box where they never fully feel alive after high school. And that is such a shame. Okay. And then lastly is emotional intelligence. This is being able to understand, feel, that's super important. Feel like emotions or sensations. Feel and use your emotions to your advantage. So I've literally went as far as writing down all the emotions that the main emotions and what they mean, what the sensation feels like in my body, right? So we'll talk about anger, right? Anger is the sense that something you value is being threatened. Something you value is being threatened. Um, if you, it's interesting. Well, I only got a minute left. If someone is doing something to you or towards you that you don't like, and you start to realize you're feeling angry. Anger is usually heat, and maybe you feel it across your chest or your neck or your back, but it is heat that you feel within your body. This is saying that, hey, I value myself, I value my safety, I value my dignity, and this person, right, my nervous system responding with anger is communicating to me like something needs to be done. This person needs to be stopped, or I need to leave. Something needs to be done. That is what anger is put there for you to be triggered to understand, right? So your emotions are just information and they tell you things about yourself. Okay. So again, this is the large life framework. I have this presentation. I can send it to you if you want it. Um, Definitely stay in touch. You can find me on all social medias at AD the Kingmaker. If you're a husband who is tired of being in a marriage with who he feels like is a roommate, he's not getting the love, the lust, the desire that he once did, and you want to learn how to bring it back in the next 7 to 14 days, not with therapy or talking and all this other stuff. You want to do it and you want to make it fast, fun, simple, and you want to be coached through it. Go to the 30dayfix.net. That is my time. Thank you guys so much for coming to my talk. I appreciate it. Ooh, Lex, I think I finished right on time too.
Yes,
Oh, I have like 10 seconds.
that's
Yeah,
super
come on. I
cool.
didn't even see that timer until just now.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Right. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
Man,
y'all.
sharing.
now my question to you is how a little kid like you know all this stuff? Mm-hmm.
Good question, Carol.
Work it out.
Hey, is he gone?
Yeah, he just went to the main room. We can go to the main room now, Patrick.
All right.
All right.
The rooms didn't finish up yet.